workday!
Yep, we're heading on a road trip. We're taking you guys to Port Townsend. I know I've taken you there once before to go look at the Cape George yard, but today we're actually going to Edensaw Woods to pick up some more Alaska yellow cedar.
No, wait for me!
So we made it to Port Townsend, and we are now heading over to Edensaw Woods, a place of myth and legend for all those in the local area who build or construct anything using fine lumber. Edensaw really is the place for woodworking. Not only is it a store, but it's also a source of inspiration, and after several long weeks in the Boatyard, we were really looking forward to this excursion.
Just fantastic.
Welcome to Edensaw Woods. Although we were only here to pick up a few more Alaska yellow cedar planks, that didn't stop us from walking around open-mouthed at all the possibilities which exist here. Slabs of mahogany or cherry or maple just waiting for a creative vision, aisles and aisles of local favorites mixed in with exotic hardwoods, and in the middle of it all, a $15,000 teak post, just because. Every time we saw a beautiful piece of wood, we'd come up with some new insane idea about how we could incorporate it on board Magic Carpet 2. But we didn't let ourselves get too carried away. The primary mission was to select some more Alaska yellow cedar planks for our deck beams, and so we did just that. We looked for wood with a tight grain, minimal knots, and no warps or twists, and all the rest of the beautiful wood in the store was just inspiration for the future.
Look at this, our new teak deck.
We did eventually choose some more Alaska yellow cedar, and then after 2 hours of excited browsing, I was getting hungry and it was time to go. Okay, AYC is loaded. Let's go down to the dock, look at some boats, and tell the story of how this all went.
Well, and oh,
What?
okay. No, I was just about to say, we came in here with so many promises and we haven't even shown the huge mahogany slab and the huge teak slab that we were actually interested in.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Get in the car. There's a truck. It's loud here. This is Boat Haven, a very special place in our books. It's a boatyard with some heart and soul, where owners work on their own boats and gorgeous and beautifully maintained traditional vessels are a common sight. A walk around here is like food for a boat builder's soul.
I know now you'll never change your mind for something that matters to me.
Don't you love the atmosphere of the boatyards?
I packed our bags, we'll be on our way.
So, welcome to the Port Townsend Boatyard. This is one of my favorite places to walk around and talk to people working on their different projects. Now, we just drove over here. We've got our new Alaska Yellow Cedar on the roof of our car. Our trip to Edensaw took 2 hours. We looked at every plank in the store. It was very, very fun. But one of the things which we have to mention and which just blew us away is before going to Edensaw, one of our patrons, Greg, sent us a message and he was like, hey, when you get to Edensaw, say your name because I've put something aside for you. And when we arrived to Edensaw, we said our name and we're presented with a gift certificate for quite an inordinate amount of money that will really help us going forward with the wood purchases that we need to do. So I want to really say a huge thank you to Greg. Greg has been with us for a long time and this is not his first big donation to our videos and to our project. So thank you. We're really, really lucky folks. We do realize that, after visiting Edensaw and after getting news of that gift certificate, we have a few ideas running around in our head, but we didn't act on them yet because we have to go to the boat and sort of think them through a bit more. So once we're done in Port Townsend, I think that's going to be our next step, is thinking through some interior design aspects, some wood choice aspects, and trying to fit all that together because that's the most exciting part. So for now, let's continue our tour around Port Townsend. We are sort of walking around on cloud 9. I feel like the world's all coming together. I've got my second dose of vaccine. We have new Alaska Yellow Cedar on the roof. We have a few more possibilities than we thought about the woods or the lumber that is available to us. We have a beautiful boat project. We're in a beautiful place. Life is good. Let's go continue enjoying it.
Who would agree that this looks like a choily? They're also lovely boats. Not even boats to admire here, also the boat sheds. They're so cool. All the solutions that people come up with. This one has a vent system that you can open and close. And this one is just really cool how it's made with 2x4s and plywood.
Ready to go to the next harbor?
Yes.
All right. What a day. Being around so many other people doing similar things to us seemed to fill us with energy and excitement. Doing things alone can be satisfying, but being involved in a community is so much better. I couldn't imagine a better part of the world to do a boat refit. So here we are at the small harbor at the other end of town. Actually though, to be honest, I've never seen the harbor this empty. I don't know what's going on.
I absolutely love this place. This is stuff of legends. On the upper house here is the sail loft where Carol Hasse made her legendary sails. And Brian Toss was here in town, another absolute legend. And as if that wasn't enough, in the same building is also our friend Leah from Best Coast Canvas. Maya's apron that she's wearing in the workshop is made here, and also the tool bag that we have. And this is where the Wooden Boat Festival happens. I used to hang out with my parents in the RV park, which is at the very tip right next to the harbor, so it was one of the loveliest places you could be in, and we would always make a reservation for the spot oceanfront. Und hier, meine Damen und Herren, ist ein nordisches Folkeboot. Wow. I don't know what that is, but it looks more Danish. Yeah, truly never seen it that empty here.
It is really empty. Sometimes you need a moment to remember what you're working for. We spend every day all day in our big metal boat shed, hidden behind layers of protective equipment that effectively dull all the senses. But no one's forcing us to do that. It's our choice, because we know that at the end, we'll have made a dream come true. It's a dream that involves a lot of time near the ocean, a lot of warm summer sunshine, and a lot of peaceful moments staring out over an expanse of blue water. Nearby, the boats moved softly at the dock. The summer sunshine warmed us. The small waves met the pebble shore, and the smell of salt and seaweed drifted around in the calm air. This moment was much needed and much appreciated. Out for dinner, we're going to Sirens, hopefully get a table on the water, on the deck, and have a good meal out, which I'm very excited about. We haven't done that in ages. So let's go.
I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes. Take a stand, move your hand someday.
Trying spot.
No disguise one day. I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes. In your
So excited for this. And of course, you gotta enjoy something from the Port Townsend brewery.
With the amount of responsibility you have, like, whoa!
This view, this place, the gradual reopening of the world. Everything was coming together. Slowly but surely, we'll get there.
Take your time, fall in line someday. It's hard to win, hard to pin.
We're back home. It was, as always, a wonderful visit to Port Townsend.
Oh, I love it.
Feel very rejuvenated. So we did mention a few things when we were there that we promised we would talk about later. Just as we were leaving Edensaw, we talked about some of the wood that we saw at Edensaw and some of the ideas that sparked in us. And we didn't want to make any impulse buys while we were there, especially since...
We were close though.
We were really close. I mean, especially since we had just been presented with this gift certificate that we were not expecting.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately, we held back just to come back to the boat, make a few measurements, and talk over design ideas a little bit more first.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about that mahogany slab that we saw?
Mm-hmm. Well, there was one really nice slab, and it was reduced quite heavily because I think it had some discoloration. I really didn't mind. I liked the price reduction much more that came with it.
Well, and I think, you know, Greg is probably going to be screaming at the
Mm-hmm.
screen now.
Oh,
being
yeah.
like, God damn it, guys. I gave you this certificate so you don't need price reductions.
Yeah, I can't help it always if there is...
right.
still.
I mean, if there's a piece of wood that we still love the aesthetic and it's still, you know, this gorgeous, I mean, it was like a 12-foot long
Yeah.
slab of live edge mahogany. But the idea would be to use it for the cabinetry inside. Magic Carpet has mahogany cabinetry. We've always found that to be absolutely beautiful. It's sort of this deep reddish color. So that is a beautiful look that we know that we really like already. So looking at this slab, we were like, well, we could do our interior cabinets in this.
What I like about that slab is that I like to have as big of a continuous piece, which is all one piece. That's what I really like about it. So making the entire cabinet, and you can see that the grain starts here and it's the same grain ending on the other side. I really like that. Another place that I was looking at is I like to incorporate shelves in the V-berth higher up, going from one bulkhead all the way to the bulkhead of the chain locker. And I was thinking if that could be made with that slab of mahogany, so as you lay and you look at it, you can see it's one big slab with the grain, but there again it's the weight concern. So yeah, we have some more thinking to do.
And we also saw some nice teak planks, which, I mean, we are planning on putting a new, I don't know what you would call it, like a cap rail on top of the cockpit coaming, because the cap rail that was there was really, really thin. So we would really love a thicker cap rail that is comfortable to actually sit on, because I find you end up sitting on it quite a lot.
Well, because we are planning on changing the coaming shape and its dimensions, so yeah, we would make it wider, and therefore it needs a new cap rail. But holy, would that require some teak. Yeah, so yeah, it's mostly what we had our eyes out for. Teak, because we will need some outside. I absolutely love it. And mahogany on the inside is really nice.
I don't know, options are open. We're just throwing ideas around. We thought we'd involve you in our idea process. So yeah, going forward, I think it's a matter of figuring out exactly our aesthetic. We have all the options available to us in the world at Edensaw, and especially now thanks to Greg. So it's a matter of consolidating our ideas and really deciding, you know, the middle ground between our aesthetics, what's practical, what's not too heavy, and what is still falling within a reasonable realm of expenditure. So I just want to say thank you as always for watching. We're so happy that you watch these videos. We really love making them. It's one of my favorite things ever that I get to go inside every night and edit these episodes. That has sort of become our routine. Is during the day I'll be out here helping, filming, mostly being in the workshop working on things. And then after dinner, I edit these episodes. Aladino goes back to the workshop for some more work in the evening until about midnight. And that's sort of been the routine, and I'm really happy with that because, you know, the editing these episodes is almost a respite for me, actually, because working in sort of the artistic realm is where my brain is happy, and working with my hands on these more manual jobs is something that I do because, of course, we have to for this project, but it's certainly not my relaxation happy place. It's work. So it's really nice at the end of every day to sort of go into my relaxation happy place, which is editing these videos, choosing the music, writing little narrations here and there. I'm really fortunate to have that opportunity. So on that note, if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell and you'll get notified when we upload a new episode. Leave us a thumbs up if you haven't already. That really does help us out. Leave us a comment letting us know what you think, if you've got interior design ideas for the boat. I will say though, because whenever we sort of ask for suggestions, we get like, if you've got a spectrum of possibilities for suggestions, we'll get all of them along the whole spectrum. Some people, you know, like there's never consensus. So it's always interesting hearing your ideas. If we don't follow your ideas, it's because someone else had the exact opposite idea and maybe we aligned more with that. So it's always a bit difficult asking for suggestions on YouTube, but it is fun reading all of your thoughts and all of your personal aesthetic ideas about boat interiors and different woods. Huge thank you to our patrons for making all of these episodes possible. If you would like to become a patron and get access to real-time updates, then you can head over to Patreon. I've put the link in the description below, and you can do so for as little as $2 a month. So there's a whole lot of progress that's happened on the boat, which has not yet been shown on YouTube, but which has been shown on Patreon. And of course, an extra big thank you to these folks whose names are now appearing on screen for the extra mile that they go every week and every month to make sure that these videos keep being produced. We will see you all next week.
Thank you.